Let me say this again, and hopefully the atheist community will get this, because if I start talking about molecules and I start talking about DNA and I start talking about evolution, you guys get that, get all giddy with that. But apparently you don't understand what theism is since you reject it, right? Great. Steve McRae denies the existence of monotheistic gods, which would be supernatural. However, Steve McRae does not deny the existence. His definition does not deny the existence of polytheistic gods. Matt Dillahunty says he has a lack of a belief in any god. That means he denies the existence of supernatural gods and polytheistic gods. I'm going to walk away from the camera for a little bit and let this sink in, because you don't know what I'm getting ready to do and say in a minute.
Y'all hear this shit? I'm about to pick up my son from the bus in a minute, but I had to listen to this.
Matt Dillahunty is saying that is the lack of a belief in a god or a god, and that would be polytheistic, monotheistic, deistic. It doesn't make a difference. He lacks a belief in all those different gods, and you have an individual over here that...
Why does Matt Dillahunty's definition have anything to do with what Steve has professed in any way, shape, or form?
He already did it for me. Steve McRae does not deny the existence of polytheistic gods, because they are finite gods, where people worship nature, people worship the earth, and people worship finite gods, gods that you can hold in your hand, that you actually use every day. I'm going to pick this up. I'm not saying that this is
corporeal.
God. I'm just saying that when something is finite, you can touch, taste, feel, and everything.
He means corporeal. That's what he means to say.
When Steve McRae had that conversation with me, he actually admitted that a God exists.
So actually, folks, since I was there for one of these conversations, and I was there for the debate, or excuse me, the discussion, the subsequent discussion, Steve actually asked them specifically, what do you want me to call my lack of belief in? And then he gave the scenario, because there were two scenarios, both dealing with corporeal and non-corporeal, temporal and non-temporal, deities of some type. And I remember that because G-Man responded by saying Steve wanted to trap me. That was his words, and I paid a very close attention to that because I knew G-Man was going to try some stupid shit like this. What Matt Dillahunty has to do with this shit, I have no idea. No, he won't get off Matt's dick.
Since Dragknight never corrected Steve McRae on what the definition of atheism is, Dragknight accepts polytheism. But it gets better.
What?
J.D. Kane accepts polytheism. Obviously, LaVey and Satanists accept it because they're claiming polytheism. I don't have to, from this day forward, I never ever have to prove to you that a God exists, because if you're going by Steve McRae's definition, it leaves polytheism wide open. If you say that there's no such thing as a God or gods, then I'm going to argue for the existence of a finite God instead of the Christian God.
Then you're talking about something different, dumbass.
I have a really nice hangout set up for tonight.
Oh my
educating
goodness.
you guys tonight about about various different polytheistic gods.
So Steve.
And then we're going to compare and contrast that
Steve.
to the claim that a God is only supernatural.
Steve. When he starts his hangout, you start a hangout that I will join, and we will do a live debunking tonight of this retardation. I'm sorry. This is not retarded. This is just stupid. This is concentrated stupidity. People who are actually mentally retarded can't help it. He can help it.
I believe yesterday, I said this in a previous Google Hangout.
Oh my fucking God.
Atheism on YouTube is the most intellectually dishonest.
Can y'all hear this? By the way, I have it on my TV here.
1 minute they believe in a God, then 1 minute they don't. 1 minute they believe in a God, another minute they don't.
So, hold on for a second. Let me mute him. So, notice, I'm not sure if I turned this on early enough, but he said that he reevaluated Steve's position. So there was something he didn't understand beforehand, and he reevaluated to come up with this nonsense that he just fucking produced in his fucking brain case. So it wasn't anyone else that came across new information or a misunderstanding or, so on and so forth. It was G-Man. You would think most people would go, fuck, if I didn't realize this before, maybe I need to check myself. Maybe I need to check with the fucking person himself and make sure before I start assuming shit. Not G-Man. Oh, no.
Let me show you something here. And I'm going to show you how atheism is causing people to be more polytheistic in their thinking. and I'm going to prove all of this tonight in my Google Hangout. And by the way,
Oh, we're gonna have fun with this.
It's going to be allowed to come into my Google Hangout, so you're going to have to watch him driving this channel. Okay?
Yeah, bitch.
This is the proverbial wrench in your This is the proverbial
Wrench?
in your game.
That's the set of pliers, you fucktard.
That you're an atheist.
That's not a
The
wrench.
definition of your atheism is
Oh
that you
my
don't believe in supernatural
God.
God.
You
And
can't even
run
get
into
basic
a
tools
person
correct.
that says that they're polytheistic,
Like he
and
literally
they're
held up a
theistic,
pair of fucking
they're saying,
pliers
"I
or
don't
slip
believe in
joints.
supernatural
I know that.
God.
Like, I-
believe in a finite God."
Oh, God.
You're no longer an atheist no more.
Oh god.
You're no longer an atheist no more.
Oh,
and you're
God.
showing intellectually dishonest because you don't even know the definition of a God.
If you go back and watch, he's holding up a pair of pliers. You can see the hinge in it. I want to say they're slip joint pliers. I have to look at it again, but those are pliers, not a wrench.
God told the children of Israel that I say that ye are gods, but you will die like men.
This is just like the serpent that's not a snake.
Idolatry is a form of theism. It is the act of when a person is not worshiping the true and living God, and they are
He put a
worshiping
filter on
false
himself.
gods out there.
This is
So
cute.
when I kept
I need a
asking
tripod.
questions to him over and over and over again, I kept getting, "Hey man, I'm not going to answer your question until you."
He is so butthurt about this shit, man. Y'all hear this? That boy's mad.
Because I understand what's going on, and he does not.
I'm checking the time, sorry. My alarm's gonna go off when it's time to get my son. I'm gonna continue this.
Correct. You guys keep saying that you understand theism.
I-
Drynut also claims, and I wrote 2 empiricisms watching this. Drynut claimed he memorized the dictionary.
Bitch, that's a fucking joke from what you said. You goddamn idiot. You said that shit, and I fucking ran with the joke.
What a why did
God,
I
you a
know
dumb.
what polytheism is?
Like, did you forget that you said that?
No, I gotta get this filter
We
off
make
this.
fun
I
of this
have no
shit.
idea how this got here.
Yo, I am flabbergasted. He doesn't even remember saying that. And we've been joking about that shit ever since. It's just like the Popeyes joke. And the joke that I go to school to impress people on the internet. This is shit that you guys have said. I can't make this shit up.
Might come in the story, not in the story.
What? In the fuck, folks? I don't even know what to say.
I could go outside.
Who the fuck memorizes a dictionary? Why would
does
you even
anybody
do
know
that?
How to fix the filter on this?
Oh man. Fix the filter. How about you learn how to operate your phone? You can't even do that straight. You just applied another filter. It's a grainy fucking snowy filter. You goddamn idiot. Oh my goodness. He don't even know how to operate his phone.
See, this is why I like this bubbles.
Here, let me apply some filters too. Bubbles.
Okay, so I can't shut that off now. I don't know if you guys can
There
see
you
that
go.
or not.
That's how
I
you shut off a
apologize
fucking
if you
filter.
can, But I have no idea how to close
It says normal.
So now
There's
we know
there's
what
literally a
it is.
filter that says normal.
So again, if an atheist accepts polytheism, then you're not an atheist. Because then, when you run into a polytheist,
This fucking
you are now
idiot.
telling a polytheist that they're not worshiping a god.
Oh my
Even
goodness.
my God is going to call you a liar. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a
And
desperate
atheism
ass
is-
laugh.
see, atheism is the rejection of
Let me
claim.
find a funny
I'm telling
filter
you
real
what my
quick.
claim is. Let me tell you this again.
Where
Atheism is the rejection of the claim.
Sketch.
It is not telling me what my claim is.
Sketch
The moment
filter.
you begin to tell me what my claim is, you're no longer rejecting it. You're rejecting a straw man. So this is the thing. You either accept that you're a theist, in reality, I
This
don't
is
believe
fun.
that you've been a theist.
I see why
Or
people do this.
what you
Dance
can
party.
do Is that you can go around here and keep pretending like you're an atheist because you are not. And this is my open challenge to any atheist on YouTube.
I like
Can
this.
you be a polytheist and be an atheist at the same time? Because
Well,
if you
no,
believe
G-Man,
that,
you can't.
then
That's
you
kind
are
of
calling people who worship Molech,
contradictory.
okay? You are calling people
This is
who
one of those
worship
discussions
nature
needs to be on the
and
place.
atheists. They are not atheists. These people are theists.
Oh
We're
my
theists,
goodness.
but they're theists nonetheless. The moment you put your adoration, your devotion into a different God, you are now becoming a
I don't even. How do you even respond to this shit, folks? Well, I know how you respond to it. You fall down a flight of stairs until you have just as many brain cells as G-Man.
Okay?
Jesus.
Steve McCray is arguing against monotheism, but we're talking about polytheism right now. And
Oh, we switched the topic. Steve McCray, he don't know what to do. I done switched topics now. I done crossed him up intellectually speaking. Fuck.
One of these atheists that supported him prove what I've been saying for a long time.
Oh my goodness.
There are no such thing as atheists.
Folks, if y'all aren't blocked in his fucking chat, let him know that we're gonna do a live debunking of his bullshit. Every time he does something like this, we're gonna debunk the fuck out of him. Yeah, it's live. Like, let me show you. Please don't mind the cover right there. I'm waiting on the folks to come by and install this wall-mounted TV, so it's just sitting on that cover. But this is live. I have it streaming through my Xbox. So I'm sitting in the living room listening to him, and I got my phone because I'm getting ready to get up and get my son from the school bus. In about 2 minutes, I'm about to get up. But this motherfucker then went live, and my wife is back there giggling like a motherfucker. This shit's funny as hell. This is funny. The challenge. Well, you have to come in the room and talk to folks if you want to issue challenges, G-Man. You done blocked every goddamn body, so I'm supposed to answer the challenge. I'll just make a video, you know, live debunking you then. I'd rather not.
That's all I really want to say on that.
Xbox One.
Tonight and talk about all of the different religions out there in which these religions out there where these people worship finite gods.
If we want to have a different word for the kind of guys that he's describing, then this is funny. Hold on. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. So if we want to come up with another word for our disbelief in these corporeal guys that he's describing, we can do that. It doesn't matter. Like, he's so stuck on the definition of that one word, he misses the concept entirely. Like, just...
Then I started understanding that atheists are just suppressing the truth on
righteousness. There we go. Okay? You knew it was coming.
That they're their own gods.
Yeah, we're own gods.
Crazier now because Steve McCrae actually helped
me
when he said that the definition of God is supernatural.
Remember when I told you folks that he doesn't understand the difference between literal and figurative? This is kind of one of the problems. This is what happens when you don't know the difference. All right. I gotta get my ass up.
The same thing I've been saying on this channel for the better part of 2.5 years.
So,
to 3 years. So I just wanted to point that out. Hey,
just want to point that out. Remy, I got something for my wife. Got this for my son, like $2. The first dictionary. I'm thinking about sending it to G-Man because I think my 6-year-old is doing a little bit better than G-Man. He still don't talk right, but you know what? We can fix that. We can fix that. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. He talk like his daddy. Woo! Right out in this bitch. Woo, man. It's time, baby. It's time. It's time. Woo. Not gonna be like Trump and look at the sun, trying to see the eclipse. But I am gonna be a daddy and walk out here with my Star Wars PJs. Not going anywhere fancy like Walmart. Let's see. Wear scrubs. Cross me, what time is it? Steve, I gotta go back and check the time. Somebody please take note of time frame, because it's going to be Eastern Standard Time. So, ooh, shit, that fell up. Gotta fix that. Well, Steve, I'll get a notification. What you can do is, Steve, you can make the hangout and like set it for like 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then if it changes, you know, 30 minutes, an hour or so difference, then we can change. We can just go back and change the start time. But y'all gonna wait and let me do here. Stupid fucking cheap ass sandal. God damn it. My sandal broke. I'm mad now. Fuck. Oh, get in there. Bought these from Walmart to go to the beach and they broke. It makes me mad. I need to throw them away. Okay. So, I'm gonna stand out here and if it gets too hot, God damn it, it fucking broke again. I'ma just stand on top of it. Stand out here in the sun. I'll walk over here. Go for the walk. Alright. Hold on. Get over here in the sun. Or in the shade rather. Okay, so there we go, that's better. Anyway, so my wife and I spent today rejoicing because our son gets to go back to school and not follow us around the house and jump over every goddamn thing and beg for yogurts, so he can have a nice fulfilling educational day. And so we're watching a little bit of we watched Harlem Nights on Netflix, and we watched we're watching Roadhouse right now. You know, she's filling out job applications, we're calling the school, and they're calling us, getting information on, you know, shit for our son to make sure that they know that he's riding the bus. You know, verifying last minute information, all that kind of stuff, doing adult things. And I get a notification on my phone as I was trying to make sure I hooked up my fucking Xbox correctly. I said, G-Man's live. And I said, oh fuck, what's he doing now? His last broadcast was sucking Antonio's dick and begging and pleading with Christian Anarchist to contact, to could you please contact Antonio in private, and please, you know, you shouldn't do this in public. As many times as G-Man has went out of his fucking way to call out people because he felt convicted to, he needs to shut the fuck up. When does he ever contact anybody in private? Really? Fuck out of here. Like, he likes to pull that card when his feelings get hurt, when that's a Christian brother, I need to go and fucking suck his balls. Well, how about this, G-Man? How about you not then make a public video calling out Christian Anarchists for calling someone out in public? Like, really? But we don't forget, folks, this is G-Man. He can do whatever he's upset with you about. If he don't like it when you name call, he's gonna call your name. If he don't want to be publicly lambasted, then he's gonna publicly lambaste you. If it don't matter. Like any scenario that I concoct, it's true. We've all seen it. We've all fucking seen it. So that's why I have to laugh when I see shit like this, and then people who aren't even in the community notice how inconsistent he is and how much he fabricates shit. When they notice it, you know it's bad. But yeah, it's a funny admission that he did when he first went live, when he was reevaluating, and I'm using the word reevaluate because he doesn't know what it means. But when he was going over the exchange between Steve and himself, he fails to mention that exchange, a part of the exchange where Steve asked him specifically, what word do you want to use to describe my position on the disbelief in this particular entity? And then, of course, you know, they can make different types of ontological arguments as far as what they're talking about. So if Steve wants to, talking with G-Man via Skype, not good. If evidence, let him know I'm live. Tell him we live, baby. We live. Tell him I'm getting in that ass. Oh. Because maybe he can explain a few things. If he did not want to define what Steve was describing, how is that Steve's problem? If Steve tells you, or if anyone for that matter, tells you that I don't believe in gods literally or figuratively, that would include any and all incarnations of a deity, would it not? I could have sworn. But being in that as it may, the problem comes in with G-Man's understanding, and then my mastery of the dictionary, which is now being taken literally, um, informs me that there's a difference between a bit of usage in terms. Again, this goes back to G-Man being unable to differentiate between something that's literal and something that's figurative. That's at the heart of a lot of these semantic issues with him. He cannot tell the difference. Case in point. Remember the whole thing about slavery? Remember that? For those of you who are old heads, been around for a while, I mean a while, y'all should remember a conversation that I had when I was on G-Man's channel. And he described my contract to the military as being slavery. And I said, G-Man, that's not literal chattel slavery. That's not literal debt peonage. That's not literal in any sense of the meaning. I can opt out of that contract. It is not slavery as it's defined in the Bible. So that conversation went to hell, partly because I didn't realize, and I do blame myself for not realizing this at first, but I did not point out the fact, or soon enough rather, that he has a misunderstanding of literal slavery and figurative slavery. Just as this, he has a misunderstanding of literal gods and figurative gods. If we call the King of England a god, or Queen now, Queen of England god, she is a deity. That does not mean that she is an ethereal being that is timeless and yada yada, all the fucking attributes that you would associate a supernatural entity with. If we say that her status in society is elevated as such, that she is above your average person, okay, then God is then being used as a way to exalt her, but she is still corporeal. She is still human. She's just a little bit better. So it's just a tiny bit difference. Just a tiny bit, but all the difference matters. G-Man does not understand that. He can't, for the life of him, wrap his brain around people's positions, so he has to kind of lie to himself, and he is lying to himself when he's telling you your position. That's why he defaults back to, and you'll hear this, suppressing the truth and righteousness. That has got to be one of the funniest fucking lines I've heard on the internet, when someone I've never even met before can read my fucking mind, because his interpretation of this book supposedly informs him as to my inner deepest thoughts and secrets and shit. So that's his plan B. That's what he falls back on. That's the default position. But it's interesting though. If he truly believed that, why would he be arguing that we adhere to now this polytheistic belief? If we are suppressing the truth, which is there's only one and only God, why are we then adhering to the natural gods of a pantheon, or so on and so forth? Does that make any sense to anybody else? It's not consistent, because they contradict one another. I can't know the truth and just be lying to myself that there's only one true one, but then I am somehow also fucking tacitly acknowledging a multitude of deities of some sort. Or maybe I'm confused, because I could have sworn, I I knew what the fuck I believed. When I woke up this morning, I could have sworn I know what the fuck I believe and don't believe. I could have sworn an illiterate motherfucker on the internet doesn't know his own ass from a hole in the ground. That's just me. Just maybe. So you mean to tell me that this dude who doesn't know the difference between literal and figurative, the same motherfucker who didn't know what a hyperbole was until I told him a couple of weeks ago, the same motherfucker who thought that folks were out to kill him because he's out there being stupid, the same motherfucker who said that a snake is not a serpent, this dude, this guy, but he knows, folks. He knows. but he knows what you really believe. You would think with the magical powers that he's acquired that it would make him just a slight bit more literate. I guess not. I don't know. With great power comes great responsibility, and he seems not to be able to use it. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. So this deity picked the dumbest motherfucker he could find to tell me what I should know, but I'm suppressing. And through some machinations of this fucking person named G-Man, I'm supposed to come to realize the truth of the matter, or acknowledge the truth, as it were. I don't know what's the end game here. I know he's working in mysterious ways, but picking literally the dumbest motherfucker you can find is not how. That's not how you move me. I know my wife is watching, and the answer to your text message is yes. I'm just in a different area. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you know what, let's play with that a little bit. Let's play with that. If there's a deity, I'll play along, and he wanted to move me, he would pick somebody that actually emulates that guy. What you fucking call him? Jesus? That's him. He'd find somebody that actually emulates him. Somebody, character. I don't know. Maybe somebody who's charitable. Somebody who go out of their way to help people. Somebody who turn the other cheek. Somebody who, I don't know, gives to the needy. You know what I saw? I saw Fiona do that. Oh yes. Oh yes. I sure enough did. I witnessed her on multiple occasions as we were walking together on the streets of New York stop and give homeless people money. She reached in her purse and gave them money. I witnessed it. I said, you know what? That's the kind of shit that I like. Because I sure as hell wasn't going to do it. One thing, I was too fucking broke. And the other, I'm kind of iffy about giving money to homeless folks. I'd rather give them something to eat. So, but she did on multiple occasions. You know what else I saw? That whole compassion aspect. I saw her love for animals, her respect for animals, specifically horses. Kind, that compassion. You could tell it's genuine, raw emotion. I saw that. I saw somebody who wanted to have a good time, who didn't care where you came from, who didn't care what you looked like, who didn't care how you speak, how much you knew. I saw acceptance. It's almost like some people actually try to emulate this Jesus guy. Almost, sometimes, just a little bit. But I did see somebody who couldn't separate his pride for nothing. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can fix those notifications. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully that stopped them. I put the thing on just to vibrate. But yeah. Right? Do you think G-Man knows the difference between literal and figurative? He just intentionally switches between definitions. I don't think he has a firm understanding of what they are. I think that he understands there are different meanings for words, but I don't think he can differentiate between which one's literal and which one's figurative. I don't think he has that ability. Because if you listen to how he's made some of these arguments, he puts them, he'll exchange the two, or switch between the two at will, but I don't think that it is necessarily, I don't think that he's trying to equivocate. I think that he does it because he's genuinely ignorant, and I can be wrong about that. I could be completely wrong about that. But I base that on the fact that he didn't even know what fucking hyperbole is. Like I had to explain hyperbolic language. If he didn't know that, and I had to explain that, then from that, I kind of gather, well, some of these other, you know, literary devices, he doesn't understand. Like something that, like he didn't, because a part of me was like, well, shit, if he didn't understand what a fucking what hyperbolic language is, how would he understand what like a metaphor is? And so I think at one point, I want to say I asked him if he understood metaphorical language, and he was kind of, yeah, I understand. I was like, okay, so what would be an example? Well, that's not important. So yeah, he kind of like poo-pooed it away, but I didn't want to press it any further. But that's what I gathered, is that he doesn't, of course, like Waters Way, he doesn't have a strong grasp of the English language at all, whatsoever. Like he should be thankful that I am fucking engaging with him, because since the like what, 4 years, over 4 years now, his vocabulary has steadily increased, and I've noticed him and true empiricism using certain terminology that I've used. So I don't think I had noticed that. Don't forget, we did have that game where me, Steve, and a bunch of others would use a term over and over again just to see if True would make a video about it. And of course, if True says it, then fucking what's his face will repeat it. So it's but yeah, it's what the atheists do in Texas, we're hot. That's what we do. We sweat. We sweat because we sweat out all the sin. No, we enjoy the weather. That's what we do. There's some local atheist group in Houston proper that's here, and I need to get with them when I start school and get my schedule kind of understood as far as how much time I need to dedicate to classwork. The most rigorous thing I have this semester is chemistry too, so I should have some time to go do some atheist activism type of stuff. I should. Not gonna make any promises. But yeah, so that's part of the issue, folks, is trying to discern whether or not he's being dishonest, which he is dishonest, with him being genuinely ignorant. And it's a toss-up. It's genuinely a toss-up, because there is, and like I said, I can attest to him just not knowing enough about the English language, and him not even being concerned with it, because he thinks in his mind the stuff that he thinks is like rock solid. Like in his mind, he's got it all figured out, with some things to kind of read up on here and there. You'll never convince him that he has a gross conceptual error. I don't even think he can fathom what that is. We see it. Everyone else, Christian, atheist, pagan, Muslim, whatever, everyone else can see gross conceptual errors, but he can never bring himself to realize that. And so if he can't realize it, then he'll never fix it, and then he'll continue making the mistakes until he goes, oh fuck, somebody close to him, preferably a white woman, points it out to him with, you know, just the most painstaking fucking details that they can muster in that conversation, and with, you know, a tremendous amount of patience. Then he may begin to kind of break down where the misunderstanding is and get to the heart of the matter. So G-Man's ignorance and dishonor are intertwined like a double helix of DNA. That's very true. That is actually a really good illustration. I don't know if it's equal parts, but you know what? There's plenty of both. There are plenty of both. Oh my goodness. So I'm curious though. Since he read the comments underneath the video, the last discussion he had with Steve, and he saw what people were putting, I read the comments too. Well, fuck, it's on my channel. I get the notifications. I wake up in the morning, or I look on my phone when my phone wants to cooperate, and I read the comments too. And everyone pretty much points out the same thing, that G-Man doesn't understand Steve's argument. That's a pretty big consensus. You know who, you know what it would be, you know who the person that could inform everybody on that, as to, you know, whether or not Steve's argument's understood. One person I can think of who's really good at this, it's Steve. Steve can pretty much tell you what his argument is, because it's his argument. that I think if we ask Steve, and Steve goes, no, that's not my argument at all, then rather, oh, is this a short bus? Yes, a short bus. Okay. If Steve goes, no, that's not my argument, then person needs to go, well, okay, well, where did I go wrong? That's what a normal person does. He goes, okay, what did I mess up? What did I get wrong? Because I can adjust and say, okay, well, that I agree with a little bit more, but here's a point of contention there. I still have a kind of problem with it. G-Band can't do that because, okay, here comes the longer bus. I need to go back inside because I had a cup of coffee earlier, and it ain't gonna be too pretty. Dragnot, you probably already covered it, but he definitely heard you talking about non-corporeal. He really fucked it up. Okay, Tyler, I did notice that because he didn't know how to pronounce corporeal. So yeah, I'm pretty sure well, I got 2 thumbs down on the video, so I know one of them is his. But yeah, he caught on to the fact that I understood what he was trying to say, and I was able to articulate it a little bit better. There's my buddy. There he is. There he is. Okay, so yeah, he definitely heard it. I knew he was going to hear it eventually, and that was me throwing him a bone, trying to be nice, even though I've been fucking grilling him, because I point out when he describes it, he's talking about a corporeal deity. Corporeal, yeah. Oh my goodness, yes I am. Yeah, what he meant to say was corporeal as opposed to ethereal. Well, there's even with that, and I explained this to Steve, you can have something that's supernatural but corporeal. Okay, come on, buddy. Hey. Okay. Ooh, excuse us, folks. Excuse us. Excuse you. Okay. Ooh, how y'all doing? Ooh, okay, I'm tired of these shoes. All right, come on. Come on. Throw these shoes away. Oops, excuse me. Hey. Okay. You had fun at your first day of first grade? Huh? Yeah? What's that? What you got in your hand? Huh? They didn't tell you what it was? That's okay. I see what it is. Open sesame. Alright, come on. You gotta get that to mommy so she can sign it. Dad ain't signing shit. Alright. So, yeah, one of the issues with what he was trying to say is that I'm sorry, he keeps going back to the same thing. Yes, I am picking up my son from bus. That was not obvious. I wouldn't be outside unless I was outside for a reason. Dragnot, the Greek gods were both corporeal and non-corporeal at will. They're both natural, supernatural, based on the Titanomachy. I think that's how you pronounce that. That's a new word for me. But yeah, they were a pantheon, and then because they had corporeal avatars. I think on below Mount Olympus, there is a statue of Zeus, and he would sometimes inhabit that statue and communicate, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Greek pantheon isn't really my strong suit, but I want to say that was one example. But yeah, he has a misunderstanding of what these words actually mean. He hasn't actually sat down and thought about it. So he's getting them all fucked up. And of course, he won't acknowledge that he's the one that don't understand English. Even though he made, what the fuck is this? Hey, he got something for you to sign. What is this, physics? Hey, Cortana. Pause. I'm about to throw these bitches away. Stupid ass shoes. Hmm? Go ahead and get away. I gotta get some shorts on. I mean, it's hot out there. I gotta disrobe real quick because it's too hot out there for these long pants. Oh shit, that's hot. Oh fuck. Okay. Let me find some shorts and we're gonna go sit outside. We're gonna have a nice little chat outside. These are swim. Nope. Okay, there we go. Whew. Swallow kids like Kronos. Oh, God. Different interpretation of Greek myth. Guys, the details, characteristics, but as far as I'm aware, they did not use avatars like the Hindu gods. Okay. Well, even with Hindu gods, that's an example. I may be thinking of like the cartoon or something of Zeus and all them. It's quite possible. Okay. Oh. Sit outside. Hold on. Yeah, like this. Okay. Okay. So. All right. Whew. Okay. So. So yeah. We're gonna go over this travesty, this abortion that is a hangout tonight. So please join Steve, myself, and whoever else is gonna be fucking there. And that's too close to my phone. Please join us, cause we're gonna beat this horse until this fucking ground horse, cause horse is not beef. But yeah, Jim Croce Dre. Please join us, because this we know people love these interactions, even though it is beating the horse to fucking death and back, and resurrecting the horse just to beat it again. But if he wants to continue getting people's argument wrong, he'll keep fucking addressing it and keep pointing out how a lot of these radical evangelicals, they're not after truth. They're not after honesty. They're not in the business of being honest. They're business about professing what they believe, but not necessarily substantiating it, because that comes later, if at all. Yeah, exactly like when Zeus takes the form of a swan to have sex with Leda. Yeah, that's just nasty. But but yeah, there's plenty of examples of a supernatural deity becoming corporeal, and that's why I was trying to draw that distinction the other night, and point out that G-Man doesn't understand, one, what the words mean, and two, he doesn't understand how to articulate someone else's argument that he fucked up in the first place. Like that's like Inception level wrong. Like when you fuck up shit and then find new words to fuck up the argument even worse, that's some dumb shit. Like you really, like, you gotta try hard. Like, you gotta strive for that kind of stupid. Like, when you think that this dude is done, yeah, Gception. When you think that this dude is done, he fucks it up even worse. How? He just makes up shit. I mean, it's like, it doesn't take much. But the problem is, G-Man knows. He's learned now. People think that G-Man don't learn anything. No, he learns from his experiences. He doesn't like read and learn, but he learns from his experiences. And he knows that he can't have an organic conversation. He knows that, and that's why you won't see him in a conversation with me on a topic like outside the Bible. Like, if we're talking about an interpretation of the Bible, I'm like, whatever. I honestly don't care. But if it's anything other than that, he doesn't know how to navigate a conversation, because he is good at professing what he believes, and that's it. And if he has a misconception, it doesn't matter. He'll just roll with it, even if you tell him, no, that's wrong, that's not my position. He'll tell you what your position is, because he's unable to argue with your actual position. That's why you see him going through all these lengths to make up shit. Like, when the fuck has, like, what does Matt Dillahunty have to do with Steve? Like, if you can't reference Steve's argument without referencing Steve himself, then it's kind of like, what are you talking about? If I'm going to address the answered prayer argument from G-Man, I don't need to mention Mac Thomas. If I want to mention, or if I want to critique a prayer Bible, I don't need to bring up Beckel. Like, there's no need for that. They have nothing to do with the conversation. And that's just kind of one of those signs. Get away, love bug, go away. That's one of the signs that he really doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He has no ability to think in the moment no actual reasoning abilities. He's good at listening to bits and pieces of what people are saying, and then form all types of straw man arguments from that. Like he'll spin you a fucking yarn from what little he did hear, and then from what little he did hear, it has to pass through the fucking G-man, decomprehension fucking filter, and then it gets shitted out. So it's like, it really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you actually say to G-man. He's gonna hear what he wants to hear. And as you can see, he's turned Steve McRae's position all to hell. Hell, he even said that fucking because he helped Thaddeus with his argument, he agrees with what Thaddeus has said. What? Well, what? Hold on now. If a Christian friend of mine wants to build an argument for his interpretation of the Bible, I don't have to agree that his God exists in order to help him with that interpretation. That I can separate my personal biases and my personal feelings from a task. But it's interesting that G-Man can't do that. That's why he insisted that because Steve helped Thaddeus just by fucking association, he must also then agree with everything Thaddeus has professed. And that Steve has never said anything close to that, not even remotely. Who the fuck says that? I find it interesting, and it is pathetic. No, don't get me wrong. A lot of this shit about G-Man is pathetic. It's sad, but it is interesting how, because you'll never know what'll come out next. Once you think that he's reached kind of like the depth, like that base level of just absolute fucking stupidity, and that he can't fuck up your argument any worse, he beats you, he one-ups you, he G-mans it, and just everything goes to hell. And you're like, man, we're on a completely different topic, in a completely different galaxy, in a completely different universe now. Bravo, sir. Fucking bravo. You don't know. He trumps it. Yes, he trumps it. There you go. He trumps that bitch. He grabs it by the pussy, and it's just fucked. Like, it is almost impressive how bad he fucks up people's arguments. But the way that he gets indignant when you tell him he's fucked it up, that really shows you his character, and that's what I look for. That's what I get off on that. Because G-Man would not be half as entertaining as he is if he didn't become a petulant fucking child. And I think that's why a lot of us are amused with him, is because of his childish like antics. And you'll never get him to admit that he behaves like a petulant child. But as a father to a toddler, I think I can notice, fucking similarities. But it is what it is. But yeah, it's like that second conversation, that first conversation Steve and G-Man had was based off of G-Man's misunderstanding of what fucking Steve had said. That first conversation that he played in the second conversation was from that. And you would think, like, you know what? Both those conversations would not have been a thing if he would have actually sat down, took the time, and actually listened to what Steve said. He could have contacted Steve privately, which is multiple ways of doing that. There's multiple people to get in contact with. They can act as an intermediary. Hello. And make sure that that's his argument. And I did actually. And I did actually speak to G-Man. And he wanted me to fucking warn Steve. Oh, Steve is going to get it. Steve is going to he's going to feel the wrath. Steve, it's all this fucking bloviating, all this fucking mouth, all this fucking jaw jacking about, Steve is going to look so stupid. Steve is going to, he's going to feel the pain. All that stupid shit. And I'm thinking to myself, I say, you know what? This motherfucker is he's going to dig himself another ditch. Like, he has no idea how stupid he sounds right now. I said, okay, let me try and be nice. Let me ask him some stuff. Maybe if I let him realize that he's fucked up, he'll come to conclusion and drop the shit. Because I know Steve ain't gonna care. He'd be like, whatever, he misunderstood my argument. Whatever, so what? Whatever. And it probably never come up again. And that's what I said in my other video. I said, G-Man, when did Steve, you said you have a video, when did he explicitly say that you can be an atheist and believe in a God? Oh, well, Steve's gonna feel sorry. I have a video. I have proof. You're gonna see it. I said, okay, you have proof. Where is the video? What is the timestamp? I want to see it. Oh, it's coming. I'm gonna make a video. You'll see. You better check my channel. It's on. I referenced it. I got it. I said, okay. I'm gonna go to your video. I'm gonna go to your page right now. Which video is it? I said, it's the second last one. I went and I said, all right. I listened to you telling me Steve's argument in a video. Yeah, that's it. That's the evidence. I said, G-Man, I'm gonna ask this question again. Where did Steve explicitly say that you can believe in a God and be an atheist? It's simple. Where did Steve? I didn't say when G-Man repeated it. I didn't say when G-Man interpreted it. I didn't say when G-Man fucking psychically acquired this information. I said where Steve said it. It's very simple. Fucking simple. And I figured, you know what? Maybe after this conversation, he'll realize that since he does not have that exact statement verbatim, then he'll realize that that's not Steve's position. Even without consulting Steve, even without going and verifying that that's indeed his position, maybe he'll realize it. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Oh yeah, I see this dude. I think he was the other guy that was trying to troll earlier. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Once you've been, if you actually, you must be new to my channel. Yeah, this person has to be new, dude. That kind of shit doesn't bother me. Like, come on. Like I've trolled other black guys like that. You're gonna have to do something better. Like, it's either stick with the nigger stuff or go to ISIS. But you can't, like, if I'm going to be a part of Boko Haram. Okay, hold on. The fucking app is fucking up. God damn it. There we go. Yeah, I can't pass out mods on this phone. I gave 50,000 fucking people mods, but none of them are watching right now, evidently. So, Dragnot, that impression G-Man sounds like a cross between Ralph Wiggum on Speed and Mariah Puppy. That's G-Man. I figured, because this seems to be, ooh, shit, sorry. This seems to be the best way to kind of correct G-Man, because you can't tell him he's wrong, because you're either, if you try to just go, G-Man, that's not right. That's, I think you need to reevaluate that. Yeah, okay, so next time I'll say something, Lamed. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. So, if you tell him that he doesn't have your position right, he doesn't actually listen to you. And I thought this was just something on the internet, because there's, maybe there's a little bit of lag. Maybe there's just a little crosstalk. Maybe it's just the internet. Vincent Jones has said multiple times now that G-Man would come up and try to start a conversation with him and say, oh, well, you believe this. And Vincent's like, no, I don't. And walk the fuck away. Like, and G-Man tells this dude what he believes after Vince just fucking told him. In his fucking face. Here. In his face. In his breathing room. All that. Dude, still, just, it's something wrong with him and how he interprets people's argument. Well, one thing I know is he has a built-in bias just not to believe people. That's kind of his problem. he hasn't addressed that because he has some fucking shit that's wrong with him that he needs to fucking work out before he gets on the internet and tell people shit. I don't care. If you tell me you believe you fart fucking unicorns, I want to see the evidence. But I'm going to roll with it. I'm not going to tell you what your fucking position is. I ain't you. I'm not psychic. If I'm not psychic, I'm not going to tell you what you believe. I'm not in the habit of people telling me what I believe, so guess what? I ain't going to fucking do it. You can't, that level of respect G-Man will not give to people. And I tried to explain this fucking to him. He didn't listen to that. You treat people how you want to be treated. I know it's this crazy idea, right? If you don't want people to disrespect you, you shouldn't disrespect them. No matter how much you think you know, you shouldn't do it. Crazy idea, right? He ain't got that one down. So, he's going to tell you what you believe. You can correct him. You're going to spend the next fucking 30 minutes explaining to this dumb motherfucker that he can't articulate an argument that you don't even fucking have in the first place. Explain that shit to me. I have no clue. Was lost the entire time. I'm just laughing. Just like this motherfucker here. Like I can't. Because if it was in the army, we roast his ass. We roast his ass until the cows come home. Like because that's dead dog dumb. Like that's can't get right dumb. Oh, because that kind of shit right there. Which in the military come down to your stupidity would get people killed. And yes, G-Man, your stupidity would get people killed. Make no mistake. Your stupidity would get people killed. Incompetence gets people killed. So, all in all, it is an exercise in futility to try and teach this motherfucker anything. You can put down the breadcrumbs and hope he fucking comes to the conclusion himself, because trying to help him out and trying to tell him something, it's like pissing in the wind. It is exactly like pissing in the wind. You're just gonna get pissed on. Except somehow when the piss hits the air, it starts to really, really stink. And then you're wondering if that's your piss. Then you find out, no, it's the guy down the way. He pissed too. So now you have a double pissy scenario instead of just regular piss, I guess. I don't know. As a firearms instructor, I wouldn't hate to see how G-Man... Oh God, if he handles a firearm like he handles a knife, I don't want to be anywhere near him. I can only imagine how many negligent fucking discharges would happen in probably the span of an hour because he is too incompetent to handle a fucking weapon. I would never in my life give him a weapon. Never. Let's excuse the fact that he doesn't know things and language and stuff and childcare and relationship tips and all this shit. Just me seeing the way he handled the knife and was trying to look cool with it, that right there told me that he doesn't need to hold a weapon. I look out for those types of people because they get other people killed or hurt. That no, oh no, He would be the dude that would flag everybody because he's excited with a weapon that's fully loaded, fucking crew serve weapon too. You know, because he wants to look cool. Like, nah, that's I literally see him doing something stupid like that. But I digress. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We are gonna have some fun. I'm gonna see if my cousin, I think he's off. I'm not going out drinking again. For those of you who saw me out drinking with him. But look, man, we got another one, man. For those of you who did see me out drinking, my cousin did take me out drinking the other day, right after work, and our mothers. I went live on Facebook because I wanted to show people this guy dancing, and he was having the time of his fucking life, and he was a funny looking motherfucker, and he was doing some weird shit. So, but yeah, my cousin invited a guy, and he said, "Yeah, I don't usually go to this bar. How you doing? You know, my name is Tyler. What's going on?" I said, "Yeah, I think I've seen you on Facebook." And so, we got to talking, and I think he said he was a programmer. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't usually come to this bar. I usually go to the one across the street. They serve poutine." And I was like, "Huh?" I was fucking shitty. I was shit. Oof. I went to a place called the Voodoo Hut. If y'all look up Voodoo Hut in Kemah, Texas, Kemah, we went to the Voodoo Hut, and we got some what was it? It's voodoo shots. But and there's variations of the voodoo shots called swamp water, and I got the swamp water one. But before that, we were knocking back hurricanes, and we started talking about fucking calculus and shit. And we started talking about like nerd shit. Yeah, we were over there, and yeah, so I was like, I'll go on Facebook Live, and we were talking about. We started talking about places to eat and all kinds of shit. I am such a massive fan. I love you. Please, can I have a shout out, please? Who was that? Lindsay Livesay. Hi, Lindsay Livesay. I don't know how you say your fucking name. I'm going to spell it phonetically. I'm pretty sure you're a troll account, but whatever. I'll give you a shout out anyway. But yeah. But no, I'm not sure if my cousin wants to go out because I think today is also his day off. But I think his son goes back to school too. But actually, you know what? Probably not, because his wife's a teacher, and so she might be busy since it's the first fucking day of school. So I don't know. I think our wives will go out somewhere, and I'm pretty sure my wife's watching right now. Go text Danielle and ask her if she wants y'all to go out and go have coffee or some shit like that, so y'all can go do girl things, and get the hell away from us. I mean, go and have a nice time with female types or something. So, but yeah. Thanks, it's okay. You don't know how to say my name. It's so confusing. You're so handsome. Are you single? Why? No, I'm not. I just made a shout out to my wife a few seconds ago. No, I'm not single. Thank you, though. No, I'm not. Please, okay. God damn it. Alright, so how long before G-Man tries to contact you or Steve again? G-Man's still in his fucking feelings, so he can eat a dick. He can eat a big one. When he figures out how to unblock my number, I'm pretty sure he'll call me again all pissed off. And he's lucky my wife took the phone last time, because when he called me during the debate, screaming at me through the fucking phone, because I was about to tell him something that he wouldn't have liked. But I kept my composure, and it's amazing he's the only one who said that I did something wrong or I did something bad. Literally no one else has said that. No one. Even though Steve wanted to interject during his time, and I said, no, Steve, you stick to your time, G-Man sticks to his time. He was still kind of upset. For some, I don't know. I'm sorry. I forgot, because I didn't coddle a 40-year-old fucking man who has emotional fucking problems and he can't control himself. That's why. Grow the fuck up, bitch. So once he grows up, he can fucking call me again. Once he calms down. I'm pretty sure he'll make a. Wait, hold on. G-Man is now claiming that because polytheists exist, we are an atheist. Yeah. So Maverick. Here's the thing. I don't know if you're watching from the beginning, man. Why did my screen get blurry? Okay, that was weird. I need to go see the back molester when I get some money. All right. He doesn't know what these words mean. That's first and foremost. And Maverick, you are right about your assessment. No, I was just watching G-Man's live video about an hour ago. Yeah. No. I mean my broadcast, because I was somewhat addressing this, but I'll go over it. I know what you're talking about, Maverick. I know. So he has a misunderstanding of what some of these terms mean. Before, he was trying to differentiate between ethereal and corporeal gods, because the way that he phrased it, he said natural gods and supernatural gods. Well, a natural God can be corporeal and ethereal. A supernatural God can be corporeal and ethereal. But how he was describing it was along the lines of you being able to physically manipulate a physical actual entity, as opposed to a non-physical or immaterial entity. So that's where a lot of confusion comes from. He's using these terms he's not understanding. Another aspect of it, because there's a few tiers to this. Another aspect is that he's under the misconception that everyone believes in a deity by default. He is under a delusion about that. So he has to find a way to kind of incorporate that in this whole scheme. Another aspect is that he doesn't understand literal versus figurative. So if someone is figuratively a god, if you exalt someone by calling him God or Lord or whatever, he thinks that that counts too, and that's on par with being a supernatural entity. So the problem is it's multi-tiered. According to Shanny, you were wrong because such a wonderful person shouldn't be treated that way. And by the way, she means addressing his dishonesty. Shanny can eat a fucking fat dick. I don't care. I like if someone's shitty to me, I'm gonna be shitty to them. I don't care what the fuck she has to say. If Steve is wrong about something, I should have this thing called integrity and call it out. When Steve wants to have his way, and I think that he's being a cunt, then me and several other people actually will tell him, Steve may disagree, but we're not going to just go, oh, well, if you were Steve's friend, you wouldn't say that. Well, if you were Steve's friend, you wouldn't call him out. No. And that's why I wouldn't actually call G-Man a friend, because he doesn't know what that word means. Shanny sure as hell know what that means. Shanny don't even know what an actual relationship is. So there's a lot of things wrong with that just on the base level. But people who are my friends in real life, they know me. They know I will call them out, and I expect, and they fucking better call me out. If I'm about that bullshit, they better say something. They had better say something. So, yeah, I caught cunt. That's actually, you know what, Felipe Celestino, I'm not even mad about that fucking huge ass image. I'm thoroughly actually, I'm impressed by that. I'm not even sure how you did that. But yeah, no, that's, if Redline thinks I've crossed the line with something or said something, I expect him to say something. I've met Redline, he's met my family, he's met my son, he's met my wife, we've had breakfast, we've had dinner. We slept in the same room. We've done things together. I consider Redline a good friend. But I expect, as a good friend, for him to have integrity. G-Man does not expect people to have integrity with him. He expects, and here's the difference, and here's why I would not call him my friend, is because he is mentally a child. I'm not friends with children. I'm a grown-ass fucking man. I may be petty, but I'm a grown-ass man. And with that comes certain standards. If we gotta play pity pat and fucking walk on eggshells around one another, then I have no use for you. It is what it is. People, I guess for G-Man, for his criteria, for his standards, which is that's up to him, and Shanny, whoever else, and fucking rest of the CCP. If they don't want people to have integrity and call them out on bullshit, that's them. I don't have time for that. I'm going to call you out. And I expect to be called out. That's how it works. Because I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to become a better person by you fucking, stroking my fucking ego. Okay, somebody get rid of Lindsay. If you're going to be a troll, at least be a fun one. Don't be a fucking spammy troll. But yeah, that's one of the main differences between standards and between people who just want to be around each other, sniff each other's fucking farts, and people who actually want to build one another. Because people who build one another will critique one another, honestly. And that's something that I've noticed just growing up. That's something that my parents have kind of instilled within me that I didn't truly understand until I was an adult. Well into my closer to the age I am now, and I see that as something that really sets people apart. I kept asking Shanny, did G-Man ever produce the clip he said was wrong? No, I mean, it's Shanny has no intention on being honest right now. She's looking for cock, she's looking for affection, she's looking for what she couldn't get for the last 6 years. I don't consider what she has to say valid or accurate in any way, shape, or form. She's been in dick deprivation, so when you've been in dick deprivation, it does funny shit to your mind. So, hey, it is what it is. Maybe she can find it by, being the dishonest twat that she is. But see, fucking, you got me saying that word now, Tyler. But being the dishonest person that she is, then by all means. But don't bring that fucking old poo-poo G-Man's fucking innocent victim shit to me. No, he ain't. No. G-Man does twice the petty shit that people do to him. He elicits the shit, even when people don't bother him. So, when he can act like a grown man, he may get treated like one. May. Ain't no promises. So, there's that. But yeah, I've been catching some of the slick comments that we're making, and some of that shit's fucking funny though. Some of the slick comments that have come across my phone and come across my computer are pretty fucking funny. And I do talk to people just on this phone about some of the weird interactions, just the kind of the strange characters we surround ourselves with, and that become fixated on us, and that some of us arguably are fixated on. So I think it is a very interesting dynamic, because I don't surround myself with crazy people in person. I don't. How do you guys do Google Hangouts during the day? It's the summertime. It's the summertime. I start school next week. You won't see me live probably till after 1 p.m. I would say. Yeah, till after 1 p.m. What you got there, buddy? Package.
That's Daddy.
What's that? Thank you.
That's a bill.
That's a bill? Oh, fuck.
It's a utility bill, because we need that first.
Yeah, electronic requested. Let me see. Yeah, school starts for me next week. September 1st. Why did they send me? I paid this shit online. Why did they send me a paper bill? Yeah, this is my rent for next month. Yeah, everything looks like it's in order. Yeah, sewer. Where's electricity? It's weird. Okay, whatever. Hey. I'll put it back in there later. But yeah. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a big girl. My last girl's a big girl, but there's big and there's nasty. Like the big girls that I like carry their weight properly. They're properly proportioned and not just all saggy and nasty and slobbish looking. That's why I found it funny. I found it funny that somebody said G-Man called me fat and a slob, and I said, well, I am fat. You're right about that, but I actually carry my weight pretty well. Like when I told him how much I weigh, he didn't believe me. But that was after I fucking squeezed the shit out of his little ass hand. And while we're talking shit, while we're just on the talking shit level, that I'm gonna reiterate on Tuesday, G-Man, you got some soft motherfucking hands for a grown man. I got to say, you got some of the softest hands I ever shook in my life. You might want to fix that, dude, for somebody who's so supposedly macho. I've shaken hands with guys who've worked in retail most of their lives, and their hands wasn't that soft or that weak. So that's something I noticed. That is one of the, I guess, hyper masculine aspects about me, is that when I shake your hand, that is a part of how I gauge you as a man. Is you give me a firm handshake, or you have a little fucking bitch wrist with no fucking tension in your hand at all. I shouldn't shake your hand and feel like it's just loose. Have you seen the video yet? What video? With the cast me. So Shadow, in order for me to monetize this thing, I have to enable Super Chat. But Super Chat doesn't actually work unless you pass a certain threshold. So the Cash Me, if somebody wants to do Super Chat, the Cash Me thing is there for that, for people who want to. So. Yeah, I was moved to DC for research jobs, man. Yeah. Do you accept cryptocurrency? I'm not sure if it accepts Bitcoin. It may. You can try. I can't do PayPal for some reason because when I tried to set it up ages ago, it was asking me for a landline, and I've tried to set it up like to fix that again, and I get all kinds of fucking weird errors shit. So my wife has a PayPal account, but it like that's like I said, that's under her name, and I have to get the link to that. But yeah, I mean that's like I said, that is just if somebody does want to do a super chat, you can put a message in there, and I will get the message on my phone. I can actually read it off. So, but that I love Cox. I probably should read Lindsay saying that. This was just gonna make a soundboard and then just without any type of Anyway. They got buying you $10 worth of anal. $10, get a lot of $10 worth of anal. You know what? If you bought me $10 worth of anal lube or something like that, I think I'd accept that. Or a bag of dicks. Bag of dicks works. I may find more use of a bag of dicks. Just saying. I think I could find a few things to do with a bag of dicks. I use myself for PayPal. Just do it. PayPal's fine. And see, Tyler, I tried to do that, and I'll have to go look at it again because I tried to sign up for this shit like back in like 2008 or some shit, and it was asking me for because I had a cell phone that had like a 618 number or something like that from Mississippi. It was like some cheap fucking phone, but they needed a landline or something to confirm, you know, my existence or residence or some shit like that. So I don't know. Like I haven't looked at it in a while because the last time I looked at it was a few years ago, and it frustrated the ever living shit out of me, so I left it alone. And that was the end of that story. But anal is a coin, is legit cryptocurrency. I don't know, Shadow. You could click on it and see if it accepts it. I have no idea. Can I get a PO box so we can send you stuff by mail? I have a PO box. If you send mail to me, it's going to go like when you saw my wife and my child bring that stuff to me. They were coming from my box, and I don't have an actual PO box, but it's a little box that I have a mail boxy thingy for apartments. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know where the like post office PO boxes are around here. This place is fucking huge. That's like for the website design. Yeah, I know, dude. That lets you know how frustrated I've been with this shit. Am I still obsessed with G-Man? Stizer, you've missed a lot. Fucking scouse, fucking everything, fucking fuck. You've missed so much, Stizer. You've missed so much. Stizer, I'll try to go over our history. I went to go see this motherfucker, try to be nice to him. He's been himself lately, so of course he's misconstrued things. I tried to act as an intermediary between him and fucking Steve. He flew off the handle because I treated him as fair as I treated Steve. So now all atheists are evil again, and so now he is gone to defaming me and name calling. So I just blow his shit up. So you know, business is fucking usual for me. So. He wants to fight you. Look, Sty. He no. He's not that stupid. G-Man ain't that stupid. G-Man ain't even that big. Like I legit would not fight that guy. Like that's no. And I'm not trying to like I'll talk shit about him, but I wouldn't. He doesn't pass the height threshold for me to fight him. Let's put it like that. Like he weighs less than a quarter of what I fucking weigh. I'm not gonna put hands on somebody's fucking grown child. No. Like he can puff out his chest all he wants, but after I shook his little weak ass hand, no. That boy ain't never been punched in the face in his life. Not by me. Nah, but I you know. there would be no reason to fight, and I'm not that type of guy either to get fucking upset enough to fight. Not with somebody like him. If somebody his size is upset and insecure and they want to throw down, it's like I know how to de-escalate that, well enough to get folks to calm the fuck down, because that's not going to turn out well for anybody. Yeah, it would be funny though, but at the end of the day, nobody wins that. Nobody comes out. I look like a dickhole for fucking pushing this shit in, and there's nothing positive to come out of that. So I don't know. Yeah, I know I would win, but that's not a motivation for me to go through with it. Would you rather grudge ass fuck G-Man or ass fuck a friend? I'm not gonna answer that question. I think Steve was someone drag. Oh, well, I have to be Big Spoon. Have to be Big Spoon. Friend line. G-Man probably can't even rap. No, there is no probably. G-Man cannot. I've sent G-Man's. Some of y'all, do y'all know that I've actually, you know what? Who's familiar with atheist rappers? Specifically like the whole G Universe, series or brand, I should say, and I guess specifically Tombstone the Dead Man, aka Landon Taylor. Who knows who he is? I'll ask that question. He seems like a small, good, average guy. How big is he? Let's see. So if I stand up, G-Man comes to about. Hold on. Let me see. So if I'm standing up, he came up to about here on me. If you can tell. I could look straight down at him. And I stand about 73, 74 inches. So he's not that big at all. But yeah, so if you're familiar with, if you're not, I think he's a little shorter than 5'10". I think he is, but if you go type in Tombstone the Dead Man or Landon Taylor on YouTube, you'll actually hear some of his stuff, and he raps about physics and shit like that. It's really good shit. But he actually makes money. He's actually a legit rapper. I sent G-Man's raps to Landon Taylor, and he was like, that shit's garbage. Absolute garbage. Steve sent it to his buddy, I think he's a music producer for a local radio station. This dude came in the hangout and told everybody that G-Man shit was garbage. So it wasn't, yes, G-Man raps. Don't go look it up. It's terrible. Station manager. Thank you, Steve. It's garbage. Absolute garbage. Hot garbage. Regardless of how I feel about G-Man personally, I listen to his music and it's fucking garbage. I listen to Lecrae, and so if you're a fan of rap and you know who Lecrae is, he's a Christian rapper. I'm a fan of Lecrae, so it has nothing to do with my religious preference. He just makes good music, at least I think so. But he's nowhere near Lecrae, nowhere near. G-Man got mad because you were friends with a guy called Steve. No. So, Stizer, if you go on my channel and you look for G and Steve McRae discussion, it's the latest. I think it's my third to last video. You'll hear where he kind of loses his shit. G-Man misinterpreted Steve's argument after Steve explicitly told him what the deal was, and Steve told him on several occasions what his position is. G-Man continues the misinterpretation of Steve's argument and then proceeds to tell Steve what his fucking argument is. Hold on for a second. Yes, Steve is agnostic. I'm pretty sure there's three people in the room, Sty, at this point. There's G-Man, there's Steve, and there's me. I think I know Steve's argument pretty well. Steve, I'm pretty sure, knows his own argument. G-Man's the only one who doesn't understand the argument. or Steve's position on theology and God belief, supernatural. There we go. G-Man is the only one who didn't understand. So rather than correcting himself and go, okay, Steve, I see where I went wrong. I still kind of have a problem with it. He continues the straw man. And so the reason why this shit's kind of carrying on, Slizer, is that rather than correcting himself and actually listening to Steve, G-Man continues to straw man him. And it's not the same. The straw man morphs over time. Because recently, G-Man just made a video earlier today where he's had to reevaluate the whole discourse between him and Steve, and he came to realize that he didn't understand things as it were. He made it worse. Like, he literally took a straw man and then morphed it into like he metamorphosed a straw man into a hay man, and so now it's a hay man that he's trying to fucking, you know, knock down. Like I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, you take a straw man and you make it worse, you turn it into a hay man, and I don't know where you'll go next. No, I'm not subbing any of y'all because y'all not part of Great Debate. I don't care. That's okay. No, don't sub me. If you're not going to actually talk about theology, if y'all not talking, you know, about philosophy, science. Was that my car? The fuck? If y'all not actually talking about this stuff, I'm not going to sub you. I want people who are actively, you know, engaging in this shit, okay? No, you know, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but I would rather have subs that are dealing with, you know, the topics that we deal with, and not just to be garnering subs. Okay, no, that wasn't my car. It better not be. So, I don't believe in fallen angels. I don't believe in angels, especially fallen ones. Yeah, that was easy enough. Now I'll sub you. But yeah.
I got a new toy.
You got a new toy? Where you keep getting new toys from?
Mimi, see, Mimi gave me a new toy.
Mimi.
Let's see if they say you get this for Christmas. Let's see what we have this.
Uh-huh. Okay. You had fun with the kids today?
Yeah.
You fun? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this hangout. And I'll open up one where folks can join, because I'm sure Steve has a lot to say about this new fucking hay man that G-Man has formed. I'm on my phone right now, so I'm going to hang this up and we're going to continue this in a minute.